Căn phòng yên tĩnh nhất thế giới, bạn có thể nghe thấy cả tiếng máu chảy trên đầu mình. 4,73. 3907. Năm 1969, Steve Orfield vừa tốt nghiệp đại học. Ông ấy ra trường và làm việc như một nhân viên bán hàng cho ngành nội thất văn phòng. Ở thời điểm đó, những chiếc hộp làm việc ngăn cách mọi người để giữ sự riêng tư cho mỗi nhân viên văn phòng đang trở nên thịnh hành. Orfield được giao nhiệm vụ đi bán một chiếc hộp như vậy, nó được là có khả năng cách tâm tuyệt đối. Người bên ngoài không thể nghe lỏm cuộc nói chuyện điện thoại của người ngồi bên trong, hay bị bất cứ âm thanh phiền toái nào phát ra từ bên trong. Những căn phòng tiêu âm tuyệt đối đã được ấp ủ từ thập niên 1960. Nhưng nó chỉ là, chiếc hộp đã không làm việc hiệu quả. Không ai biết tại sao thiết kế của nó lại thất bại, ngay cả nhà sản xuất cũng không giải thích nổi. Orfield bỏ việc, và một vài năm sau đó, người ta thấy ông cho xây dựng cả một phòng thí nghiệm ở Minneapolis. Bên trong phòng thí nghiệm Orfield đặt tại Đại học Birmingham, Mỹ có một căn buồng được mệnh danh là căn phòng yên tĩnh nhất trên trái đất. Orfield đã thành công trong việc tạo ra một căn phòng triệt tiêu mọi âm thanh phát ra từ nó. Steve Orfield bên trong căn phòng yên tĩnh nhất trái đất mà ông tạo ra. Nhưng nó là một báu vật mà Orfield không thể bán cho ai hết, ông biến nó thành một trung tâm nghiên cứu đa ngành, phục vụ mọi thử nghiệm liên quan đến âm thanh tinh tế nhất. Các công ty sẽ đem sản phẩm của họ tới đây để kiểm tra những tiếng ồn mà chúng có thể tạo ra. Và NASA đã gửi các phi hành gia để giúp họ thích nghi với sự im lặng của không gian. Điều gì sẽ xảy ra bên trong căn phòng yên tĩnh nhất thế giới?
The anechoic chamber is a test lab for doing acoustic testing. It's a chamber within a chamber within a chamber.
That's Steve.
I'm Steve Orfield, the founder of Orfield Laboratories in Minneapolis.
And we're talking about what it feels like to sit in one of the quietest rooms on Earth. An anechoic chamber is a room that absorbs sound, so it's quiet.
When we put subjects in the anechoic chamber, we sit them in a chair and we turn off the lights.
It turns out that the only noises you'd hear in there are noises that come from inside your own body.
Right away, you'll usually hear the sounds of your ears buzzing. You'll start to hear the joints in your arms and in your legs, like the sound of rubbing two pieces of wood together. You'll clearly hear your heart beating, kind of a boom, 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 boom. The flow of the air into your lungs.
And sounds from inside your body that you might have heard outside the chamber are suddenly so much louder.
Any noise that would be startling outside the chamber would be 16 times as startling inside the chamber.
Noises like your stomach growling or your knuckles cracking. People don't last that long inside.
Maybe an hour and 15 minutes.
And that's mainly because of one of two reasons.
Some people find that very relaxing, and some people find that fearful or claustrophobic.
One person's peace and quiet is another's personal nightmare.
Căn phòng được gọi là buồng anechoic, với anechoic trong tiếng Latin nghĩa là no echo, không phản xạ hay không có tiếng vang. Nó thực chất là một căn buồng, bên trong một căn buồng, bên trong một căn buồng khác. Tất cả tường, nền nhà và trần nhà của nó được lót bằng các tấm nêm sợi thủy tinh giống bọt biển dày gần 100 cm. Tiếp đó, 6 mặt căn buồng được bọc bằng các tấm thép dày tới 10 cm. Ngoài cùng là một lớp bê tông dày 30 cm nữa. 6 mặt căn buồng được bọc bằng các tấm thép dày tới 10 cm. Orfield cho biết các căn phòng yên tĩnh nhất mà bạn từng bước vào, chẳng hạn như một phòng ngủ có mức độ ồn thấp nhất cũng rơi vào khoảng 30 decibel. Nhưng mức độ ồn trung bình bên trong phòng thí nghiệm Orfield chỉ là trừ 13 decibel. Điều đó có nghĩa là những sóng âm tồn tại trong này dưới cả ngưỡng tai người có thể cảm nhận được. Căn buồng không có tiếng vang này đích thị là nơi yên tĩnh nhất trên trái đất. Và có những tin đồn kỳ lạ về nó. Người ta nói rằng bạn không thể đứng vững ở trong đó. Khi đèn bị tắt đi, và không có một tiếng động nào xung quanh, bạn sẽ mất phương hướng, chóng mặt và buồn nôn. Khi không có âm thanh, thứ duy nhất bạn có thể nghe thấy là những âm thanh phát ra từ chính cơ thể bạn. Một số người tin rằng họ có thể bị phát điên khi ở trong căn phòng này. Bởi sự im lặng có thể cũng giống như một hình thức tra tấn. Khi không có âm thanh nào phát ra từ bên ngoài, thứ duy nhất bạn có thể nghe thấy là những âm thanh phát ra từ chính cơ thể bạn. Đó là tiếng xột xoạt của quần áo, tiếng nuốt nước bọt, tiếng thở, nhịp tim đập và thậm chí cả tiếng máu chảy trong não bộ. Bạn có thực sự phát điên sau 45 phút ở trong căn phòng yên lặng nhất trái đất.
I'm going to scream as loud as I can, and I'm going to keep screaming as loud as I can while I spin around. And I'll keep going until my breath runs out.
Great.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was outstanding. Thank you.
Thank you.
The quietest place on Earth is apparently an anechoic chamber in Minneapolis. Now I'm here at BYU at their anechoic chamber. Anechoic is Latin, it basically means no echo. And the way they achieve no echo is through all of these foam wedges which are put on the walls and even the floor. You can see that I'm actually on a spring floor, and down below me there are all of these wedges. Now you may want to use headphones while you're listening to this video because that's going to be quite important.
Low frequency sound will come in and by the shape of it bounce and just keep bouncing pretty much forever until it just gets lost in the wall. And then high frequencies are more so going to get absorbed into the foam itself.
You can hear how the room deadens echoes by clapping constantly while closing the doors.
Totally changes the quality of the sound.
Definitely.
There are reports that it's impossible to stay in one of these rooms and remain sane for a significant period of time. The record is apparently 45 minutes.
I felt a little claustrophobic. It felt like there's a lot of pressure on my head.
But why would that be? I mean, the air is no different in here.
What I figured is just because when you listen in a normal room, there's a lot of reverb. To your ear, that means there's a lot of space, but there's none of that in here, so it feels claustrophobic.
It feels like you're in a tiny room, like you could be in a coffin.
Maybe, yeah.
I think it's really an anxiety response. So you're used to having these sounds around you, and then you don't anymore, and so you start to panic because you don't have something you're used to. And I think that anxiety can increase and cause some stress, and maybe that's why people go crazy or hallucinate with sound. It's just because they're trying to make up for what they're used to that isn't there.
When I bring people in, I warn them, hey, if you get a little dizzy, please let me know so I can get you out of the room before you make a mess in our expensive facilities.
First you'll hear any rustle of your clothing. So you move an inch and you'll hear it. Then you'll hear any fluids that are in your mouth or your throat. You'll hear them all moving around every time you move your mouth. And the longer you stay in there, the more you hear. So you start to hear the blood flow through your brain.
Have you heard it?
Mm-hmm. It sounds kind of like a ringing or a pulsing.
Can you kind of make the sound for us so that we know what to listen out for?
Of the blood flow?
Yeah,
it just sounds like a pulsing, like... Some people say they can hear their heartbeat coming from their chest as well.
Have you heard that?
No. Mm-mm.
A violinist placed in one of these rooms was apparently banging on the door within a matter of seconds trying to get out. Now other people say it's impossible to stand up because you become so disoriented, dizzy, nauseous, and some people even hear oral hallucinations. But to me it doesn't sound right. You know, I believe that I should be able to sit in a room with no sound, with the lights off for as long as I like. And so I'm going to put myself to the test by staying in this room for as long as I can.
Have fun in silence.
Thank you. Now it is just me in the anechoic chamber. And this is probably the quietest place I have ever been. And in a second, I'll tell the guys, shut the lights off. Okay, I think, I'm ready. And the lights are off. I'm gonna turn off the camera so I don't have this light, and then there's only the audio recorder that I'll keep with me. I'm not sure how long I've been in here, but I still feel quite comfortable. It's nice and quiet. I mean, that's an understatement. But it's relaxing. If I hear anything, I feel like I hear a low-pitched hum. If I had to guess about how long I'd been in here, I'd say about 8 minutes. I feel like I'm more aware of my heart. I can feel each pulse, and I can almost feel it radiating up my chest towards my head, like a wave. And in my ears there's the hiss. I think that's just from hearing loss. This just reminds me of that Mission Impossible movie where Tom Cruise sneaks into that building and he has to keep his decibel level low. That was the burp. I don't know if you could hear that. I can say the really small sounds seem amplified. It's like your brain has recalibrated, so the quiet things seem much louder. I feel like I can feel more things, like with every beat of my heart it feels like my body shakes a little bit. Like a device that has a little motor inside it, how it gets shook around like a phone. Okay, Cameron, looks to me like we're good for time. If it looks the same to you, like we're around 46 minutes or over, I'm happy to hop out. So, yeah, when you're ready, you can flick the lights back on if you like. Are you there? Hello? I think I've been here for nearly an hour, according to my time checks, and I didn't fall asleep. I just, I've had a good time. It's a nice quiet space. I kind of feel like this would be a good material to pad your bedroom in. Not a problem. Anechoic chamber, 45 minutes, an hour. Easy. I could stay in here for 5 hours. I think I could get a lot of work done in here. So now I just have to get out. And I'm going to see if I can exit this room without them turning the lights on. Even the door is nice and quiet. Here we are, back to the outside world. Whew. Hello. How you doing?
Alive?
I am. I don't really understand how anyone could go crazy in there. I mean, quiet is kind of nice. But then again, there are people who find all sorts of situations really uncomfortable, like just being in a pitch black room or being in a small confined space. So maybe those types of people would find this kind of unnerving. I definitely noticed that there were a lot of noises. Like, it wasn't just pure silence. Like, I actually had to work hard to make things feel silent. Otherwise, there was the sound of like just me rubbing my beard, or just like the rustle of your clothes, or every time you swallow, or when you breathe. Perhaps the weirdest thing I noticed was like my sense of my heart. I just felt like it was pumping really hard, and I could feel almost like the blood pushing up through me. It wasn't like I was hearing it, it was just like I was feeling it. And I was feeling as though, in a way, my heart was shaking my body. That was something weird. But besides that, nothing crazy. No weird hallucinations or anything like that. So I think the myth that you can't stay in here for longer than 45 minutes is busted. Even though this is not Mythbusters, I still think it's not true. Now, if you really hate silence, you should always carry an audiobook around with you. And I can recommend a good one, The Fault in Our Stars by my friend John Green. It is an excellent book, and it's been basically at the top of the bestsellers ever since it was released. And soon there's a movie coming out, and so you probably want to get through the book before you go and see the movie. Now, you can download this book for free by going to audible.com/veritasium, or you can pick any other book of your choosing for a 1-month free trial. Audible is an amazing site with over 150,000 titles in all areas of literature, including fiction, non-fiction, and periodicals. So you should check them out. The link is in the doobly-doo, as John would say. So I'd like to thank Audible for supporting me, and I would like to thank you for watching.